Last time on Dragon Ball New Age. Although fighting valiantly, Vegeta's body would be taken over yet again, mirroring the actions of Babidi and Baby. And Ginyu Black Cell kind of, and also the clones and fighters. But with a demonic Vegeta now roaming the earth, what will happen next? Meanwhile, relatively far away, a mistaken Goku exclaims, "Vegeta, you did it!" Who appears to be having a family gathering. Gohan questions what he's talking about. He explains his longtime rival just broke through the wall, like he did years ago. He has ascended, telling him to just feel that ki. Though he felt it too, and compliments the prince he's always been a genius when it comes to being a Super Saiyan. That weird energy disturbance a while ago must have just been him training. Further commenting, he guesses the two of them aren't the only ones making strides. Pan asks her grandfather if he's gonna go see him after lunch, but he doesn't think so. They all know how he is. He'll want to wait for a more dramatic moment to show off what he can do. His pride always comes first. Gohan mentions he'd love to stay and train some more. He's got to head back to Capsule Corp just as soon as they finish eating. His dad only ushering him to say hi to everyone for him. But with Vegeta, Alajin gazes upon his new form. He mentions that releasing the Saiyan's dormant powers has altered this transformation a bit, referring to Super Saiyan 4. He lets out a chuckle to quip, it's not like he's complaining or anything, before bellowing out with laughter. He loves this new body. The power is magnificent. It burns through his veins like fire. With strength such as this, surely there are none who can oppose him now. Something else gets his attention. He notices, somehow, Vegeta is managing to block a portion of the memories of his friends and family. Furious, he reminds the prince he has broken his spirit and his body now belongs to him. Yet he still dares to defy his wishes. In the end, it's no matter. Alajin knows he's bound to run across someone Vegeta cares about soon enough. With the power he now possesses, challenging the great demon would be a fool's errand. There are likely no others in this entire world with an even comparable power to his own. Nonetheless, to complete his ultimate goal, he will eventually have to find a body with more power than this one. Only then will this meat shell outlive its usefulness. Once he has the necessary amount of Riki, he won't require a vessel anymore, though this body has given a significant boost. With the addition of the rest of this planet's population, it shouldn't be long before he has everything he needs. And since there are a few billion insects here, he will just take his time and enjoy his stay on Earth. When the slightest of movements catches his eye, his previous body still lives. To the subtle shock of the demon, he admits he's genuinely surprised. So few manage to survive through the spiritual extraction process. But since he no longer serves any purpose, he has no further need for his pathetic body. And given Vegeta has quite the library of attacks, he'd like to try one out. Big Bang Attack! Though finding fun in his own sadistic nature, he glances around trying to locate the city he came from, figuring it's as good a place as any to start. Quickly finding it, he stops on a ledge overlooking Metro East. He declares there are so many insignificant beings, mindless, half-evolved worms skittering about their lives which begin and end in the blink of an eye, the universe never shedding a tear for any of them. These specks of dust should feel honored that he's adorning them with such purpose. The end of their lives shall return him to his glory. Through their sacrifice, he shall be reborn anew. And dealing with them one-on-one is entertaining. It does get a bit tedious having them running away and all. And with the addition of Vegeta's power to his own, he should have unlocked more magic. Rejoice, insects! Your lives are mine! This mass execution doesn't escape the senses of Goku, his son only put off by his father's demeanor. But hundreds of key signatures just vanished. Now catching Gohan's full attention, he asks where and what he means by vanished. It happened to the east, nearby where Vegeta was a minute ago, which is the other weird thing. He can't feel his ki at all anymore. And now that he mentions it, he's right, as Gohan notices the missing signature too. Cutting to the chase, Goku senses a few faint energies left in the area near there, so he's going to check it out. Sipping away without a second thought, Videl holds her husband, stating she has a bad feeling. Her better half feels the same. Reappearing only seconds later, they inquire of our hero what he found. But to their horror, they're all dead. Everyone in East City is dead. Though, in his shock, Gohan asks how it could be possible they all died at once. Goku doesn't know, but he didn't find Vegeta's body anywhere. Something bad is definitely about to happen, and he gets the sensation something's happened to him. What's even worse, this is likely only the beginning. Urging him to elaborate further, we know Goku not to be the talkative type. He tells Gohan to take everyone to Capsule Corp in West City and hunker down until he figures out what's going on. If things go south, it'll be up to him and Trunks to protect everyone, leaving his son in silence. Lacing up in his new gi, the Saiyan wonders, will it really come down to that? He knows he and Vegeta won't be here forever. Someday, the next generation will have to take over anyway. But if someone did bring down Vegeta, who's just as strong as he himself, can they handle it? When he senses a ki disturbance, not wasting any time, he locks onto a desolated village, where we spot a legend holding a survivor in the air. Or perhaps that belief was predisposed. As we get a closer look, he doesn't appear to be among the living. The demon chortles he sees now he was wrong. Killing each one at a time is way more fun. Supposing he's gotten the last of them in this location, he better get moving. These small villages aren't as much fun to massacre as the big cities. They don't last very long. To our hero's astonishment, he can't believe he's come face to face with Vegeta, unaware of the changes that have occurred within his rival. He demands to know what he's doing and what's up with his face and eyes. The monster before him only gently laughs. Having to apologize, Vegeta's not in at the moment. His other surprise comes to no shock. If the tables were turned, he thinks he himself would be bewildered too, but Vegeta's body had far too much power to pass up. Goku questions if he's not Vegeta, then who is he? Who quickly introduces himself as a legend. But that wasn't what he had intended. He was planning to keep this conversation on his own terms. Surely this must be Vegeta's doing. Name aside, our hero then asks how he managed to take control of him, hypnosis or something. Though that isn't quite the case. He has taken over as this body's owner for now. He can have it back when he's done with it though, should he survive that is. Bringing us to the question of what happened to the people here and of East City. The Fiend doesn't see any point in explaining. In a few moments, he'll be joining them. Stupid fool! Confronting me when I have a power like this at my disposal! Truly, there is some stupidity only death can cure! What? Meanwhile, at Capsule Corp, joining mid-conversation, Trunks asks Gohan when he learned that, who reveals his dad taught him, though it's not yet told to the reader what he refers to. Either way, the former asks if there's any idea what they're dealing with. Unfortunately, there is none, but his father has his suspicions. That's why he had to come here. He was acting pretty strange. Speaking of strange, he should have heard what Brawl told him when she came home a few minutes ago. She said something happened with their dad in East City. When a rumble echoes through everyone, wondering if it's an earthquake, Gohan knows it's in fact two enormous keys fighting. Taking a pause in the action, Elijah lets out a gasp in astonishment. He never would have imagined that two fighters of the same unbridled power would be on the same little rinky-dink backwater planet, inquiring just how many more of them are there. But there are none. While there are warriors on this planet who are powerful, himself and Vegeta are the only ones at this kind of level. Foolishly revealing this information, the demon takes an interest in the reality of other powerful fighters here, even if they aren't this strong. The fact is, this all works out very well for him. Goku admits hijacking Vegeta wasn't exactly an original idea, but a smart one nonetheless, asking if that's why he went after him. Though Elijah takes an odd offense to the idea it was an intentional plan. It was merely simple dumb luck that he happened upon him, and he just happened to be stronger than his previous host. That's all. But as far as the two of them being equals, he warns Goku not to get his hopes up. But on the contrary, our hero wonders if he's bluffy or just delusional. There is virtually no difference between their powers. Though the monster chuckles, he certainly hopes his foe here has been holding back. To this point, he's only used Vegeta's powers and techniques in this fight, but he has centuries of techniques and powers of his own, revealing his full potential. Even Goku begins to worry about the situation, as Aladdin offers to educate him on how the King of Demons does battle.